Okay, in case you haven't figured it out yet, I like to work with beads. Part of the reason I like to work with beads is because beaded projects can be really simple. You can get lots and lots of beads really cheap depending on what kind you buy, and looking for deals and that sort of thing. Like, for instance, this big box of beads, this thing has thousands of beads in it. And I bought this box a few years ago from like a craft store like Hobby Lobby for something like $5, I think, because it was on clearance. And we've done tons of projects with just this one box of beads. They're plastic, you know, they're not glass, so I don't have to worry about little kids breaking a bead and getting cut on it or anything like that. The whole family can do beaded projects. Even little kids, like 2- and 3-year-olds, can learn how to string beads. Older children can string beads too and be a little more creative about it. So there are just tons of possibilities, and beaded projects can be simple or they can be really complex. Later this week I'm going to do some more complex type beaded projects that will be more for adults to do. But for today, I'm going to show you how to do something really simple that anybody in your family can help with, except maybe the baby, of course. And it's these door hangers. So we can bring a little joy, love, and peace into every room in your house or the house of one of your loved ones. These are really simple and inexpensive to make, and anybody can make them. All you need are beads, obviously, pipe cleaners, or these are called shimmer sticks. They're basically the same thing. They're just kind of tinsely looking. I happen to have these, so that's what I'm using today. And some alphabet beads. I happen to like these wooden beads. I happen to have them at home already. And I think I paid like maybe $3, $4 for this entire bag of beads. So let's get started. First, I want to give you one tip about working with beads. A lot of jewelry supply places will sell you these really cool pads, these velvety pads, and they're for working with beads on. You put your beads on there, and they don't slide around, they don't roll around, they don't fall on the floor. They're a really cool thing to have, but you don't need that. You can use something you already have at home, and that's, ta-da, a hand towel. If you're working with the whole family at the big family table in the kitchen or in the dining room, take a couple of bath towels, cover the entire table with bath towels, let everybody play with their beads on the table, and I guarantee you, you will not have beads hitting the floor constantly. Unless, of course, the 2-year-old decides to lift up one of the towel ends and just to see what's underneath there or something. Don't ask me why I know that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a pipe cleaner or a tinsel stick or a chenille stem, whatever you want to call it, that go under all of those names. In addition to beads, you could put things like charms or jingle bells or whatever on your door hanger. You could also use the door hanger as a Christmas ornament. Just put one of those little ornament hangers at the top here, or even just put it over a tree branch, and it works just great as a Christmas ornament. It's also great for a package topper. If you want to use it to decorate a package, you can just tie it on there with a ribbon. So we're just going to take the chenille stem, and I've already made a joy hanger and a love hanger, and today I'm going to make a peace hanger, so we have a completed set. So take your chenille stem. I'm going to start by doing the word, okay? So put on your first letter bead, and the word is going to be at about the middle of the chenille stem, okay? And I like to put smaller beads in between the letter beads. It gives a better curve to it when we bend it. So since I've decided I'm going to do blue and white for peace, I'm just going to put on some little blue beads like that. And ta-da! There's my word. Okay, so now you have some flexibility. You can use really whatever kind of beads you want to use for the sides. You just need to make sure that your bead holes are compatible with your chenille stem. For instance, I have these beads that have really small holes, and I can probably get them on the chenille stem, but it's going to be hard to get them on there. See, it's hard to pull on there. Very hard to pull on there. It would be hard for children to do it, and it may tend to shred the chenille stem. So we want to stick with holes that are larger. It's okay for there to be some resistance on the chenille stem, but we don't want to tear it up trying to get our beads on there. So I'm going to be using, you can see these beads, I can show you that, have bigger holes on them. So they're easier to thread on there. Now, I decided to make these symmetrical, but there's no reason why they have to be symmetrical. In fact, maybe I'll make this one different. These other two are symmetrical. Joy is all different colors because joy comes in all different colors, doesn't it? And love is symmetrical as well. But you know what? I think I'm going to make peace a little bit different. So what you probably want to do is think about what you want your design to look like. Okay? And you can do that on the towel. You can lay out your beads just as if they were on the wire, like this. Let's see if I can show this to you a little better. Having some camera difficulties. That's because I don't have 3 and 4 hands. But you can lay out your beads to get an idea of what they're going to look like once you get them on the stem, and they won't roll around on you. Pretty cool, huh? So I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. Okay, so once you've got all your beads on, it looks something like this. And you just take your 2 ends and twist them really tightly together like this. Do that 3 or 4 times. And then take the opposite ends and basically just wrap them around in opposite directions from each other. Try to tuck in your sharp end there. If you have to, you can take a pair of needle nose pliers and shove it into place. But basically it's going to look like that. And you can leave it round like this, or you can shape it more like this. That'll keep it from swinging quite so much on the doorknob when you open and close the door. And that's it.